Hey, lizard people. So let's go over what not to feed your bearded dragon. To know what not to feed your bearded dragon, you need to know what foods are acceptable. So most fruits, vegetables, and insects will be acceptable as long as they're all natural and are smaller than the distance between their eyes. However, there are some exceptions to this rule you should look for and or look at in detail. So there are five prominent foods to avoid, and those are lettuce, fireflies, avocado, rhubarb, and beets. These seem to be five really popular options I see people bring up that they're interested in feeding their dragon, and these are all five foods you should avoid. So let's start off talking about lettuce. It's one of the most forgotten foods that you shouldn't be feeding your pet, and most people overlook this as being on the no list. And that's because bearded dragons love lettuce. It feels real fresh to them. They enjoy eating it. But in reality, lettuce offers very little nutritional value, and it can give your pet diarrhea. So they're kind of getting some something in their belly, but it's not really benefiting your pet at all. Really avoid lettuce except in dire situations, or if you've just didn't realize you had ran out of some greens and you need to give them some greens. Other than that, really try to avoid it. So for most of us country people like myself, fireflies are everywhere, and we seem to think that we can take these and feed them to our pet bearded dragon. So, you're outside on a cool summer night, you see some fireflies, you might think your pet's going to love to eat them, but don't do this. These insects are actually very poisonous to your beardy and all other reptiles. They can make your pet sick and could even potentially kill them. This means letting your beardy roam around outside, make sure it doesn't eat any fireflies. So while avocados are a superfood for people, they're quite the opposite for bearded dragons. These vegetables are higher in amounts of a type of acid that is toxic to your dragon. So while in a very, very small amount, it'll just make them sick, higher amounts, it can actually poison them. So avocados isn't part of their natural diet. They prefer leafy greens instead of these exotic ones. So, rhubarb. These plants are very, very toxic to bearded dragons. If somehow your pet's gotten into some of this, give it water right away. Take it straight to the vet if you can. So when it comes to beets, you'd think that they are, especially beet tops, they'd be excellent choice for nutrition. They're packed with magnesium and vitamin A, but they also contain a chemical like spinach, which prevents the reptile from absorbing calcium. Metabolic bone disease is a deficiency of calcium in your dragon's body. It results in deformities and easily broken bones. When the chemicals from beet tops is blocking calcium absorption, it results in this severe condition. So avoid beet tops as food. However, in small doses, it's not poisonous. The bearded dragon will be okay. But there are many other great foods out there to choose from, so just pick something else and avoid the potential complications. So on the list of foods to not feed your bearded dragon, here's a list of common insects that you should avoid. That's going to be fireflies, elder bugs, bees, wasps, scorpions, or other venomous bugs, any type of glowing bugs, insects you found randomly outside, insects people use for fishing, bait for fishing, insects just you randomly find around your home, and especially insects larger than the space between their eyes. So here's some more common greens you can avoid. Vegetables from gardens using chemicals or pesticides, lettuce or any greens with the word lettuce as part of its name, spinach, greens in chunks larger than the space between their eyes, avocado, vegetation which is poisonous or known for having irritable qualities such as poison oak. So spinach deserves its own special mention because there's a lot of confusion out there on whether or not bearded dragons can eat it. The answer itself is a little complicated. Bearded dragons can eat spinach with minimal amounts, but it isn't recommended. The risk really isn't worth the reward. On a molecular level, calcium binds more efficiently to spinach than other greens, which may sound desirable, but it robs the greens of their nutritional value for bearded dragons and causes nutrition issues, such as calcium deficiency. In short, just avoid feeding your bearded dragon spinach. So I hope you found this guide on what not to feed your dragon helpful. Most fruits, veggies, and insects will be okay, but there are some other ones you need to watch out for. And when feeding, take care to never feed them chunks or insects larger than the space between their eyes. So if you want to really master the topic of bearded dragons and become, the best pet owner you can, I have a digital handbook you can check out. I cover everything from A to Z on these reptiles, and I know that you'll benefit from it a lot. So if that is something you're interested in, I have a link in the description for you to check it out. So I hope you liked this video. If you can, leave a comment below, smash that like button, and subscribe to this channel to see when I release a new one. Thanks.